Balance can't always be balanced. That's the title of today's video, and that's what I'm coming on here to talk about. Now, hopefully that made sense. I know that may not made sense the way, I put the title together and formed it together, but basically to I guess you could say kind of give a quick disclaimer. I guess if you want to put it in that way. But what I'm pretty much trying to refer at and get to is that balance in your life and just overall balance in general, it's not always going to be balanced most of the time or be balanced all the time, right? So that's the title of today's video, and that's the premise of the video and what I'm coming on here to talk about, right? Now, like I pretty much said, right, when it comes to your overall life, just in general, your day-to-day life, and the different things that most people have on their plate and most people deal with in their daily lives. You got school, you got work, you may be in the gym, you may be on the sports team. You know what I mean? You got to worry about bills, car notes, things of that nature. There's those compilations, well, not compilations, but those things compiled together, right? A lot of stuff that day to day people deal with, on a regular basis, whether or not if you just, just an average regular person, or, somebody that's, higher up, or, a little bit more successful. You know what I mean? Everybody got their own things that, that they got balancing on their plate and stuff like that, right? Now, most of the time, at least with me, I feel like, or with anybody, you know what I mean? You could come in the comments and, vouch for yourself. But I feel like most people, when it comes to all these things that we are dealing with and, working with on a daily basis, we want to try to have all those things be maxed out, right? Just think of it like a pie chart, or like, like a skill tree or something like that, right? Obviously, you want to try to have, each one of those fields maxed out, right? You want all of those to be balanced, right? You want to be able to have, a bumbling social life, a girlfriend, you may want to, have a good, progress in the gym, good progress in your sports and schoolwork. You know what I mean? Just those five things right there, say for instance, right? That most people deal with, especially, when it comes to, people my age, around, 20, later teens, or just teenagers in general, really anybody in life, right? You want to try to have, those five main things balanced out, because that's usually what your life is pertaining to, and, the things that, you're going through at that time period or in that age demographic, right? You want to try to have all those things maxed out. You want to have all those things balanced. That way you can go about your life in a little bit more of a, more clarifying way, right? You got a lot less to deal with when those things are all, being taken care of and balanced out equally, right? Like I said, I feel like that's what most people want, but in reality, half of the time, or most of the time, to be honest, one of those things, two of those things, three of those things, however many things that you may have on your plate, more so it's going to be one, two, like I said, three, or however many things getting a little bit more attention than the other things, right? So like I said with those five examples, right? You may be putting, more emphasis into your schoolwork, your energy put forth in the gym and in the sports, right? But you still want to be able to have a good social life, and you want to have a girlfriend too, right? But if you ask anybody, or I feel like if you just sat down and thought about those examples right there, obviously you're going to try to weigh out and try to balance the things that are more important, or the things that you need to focus on more, rather so than the other things, right? So, you a teenager or just, a person, a young adult in your early 20s, right? Obviously, when it comes to those examples right there, and that's not to say the social life part or the girlfriend part don't matter either, right? Because like I said, most people will try to have all of those things be balanced and equaled out, right? But if you come down to it, when you sit down and think with yourself, you're gonna, put more energy forth into the things that's more important, right? You obviously want to graduate, right? So you're going to focus on your schoolwork, making sure you're doing all your studies, making sure you staying up on assignments that need to be turned in, and, just putting forth as much energy as you can, right? You very gifted at sports, you know what I mean? You may have been doing this since you was real young, a kid, and you just always had just a natural skill for it, right? So obviously you're gonna put more forth energy into that, into, reaching a higher level, whether that be, playing overseas or getting into a D1 college or, shooting for the NBA or NFL, you know what I mean? Whatever sport it may be, in that example, right? So you're gonna put forth more energy into that, right? And these two things kind of go together too, right? With sports in the gym, right? Obviously, you want to be able to get stronger, you want to be able to get faster, you know what I mean? You want to be able to react better. So obviously you're gonna put more energy forth and more time towards the gym, right? That way you can overall just improve your body in general and to help aid you in whatever sport that you may be playing in, right? So when it comes to those three things right there, I feel like most likely that, most people are going to put forth more energy into that because those are the things that's more important. And those are the things that you want to try to be able to focus on more. That way, those are set in stone, right? Because obviously, if you focusing on the social aspect and, building connections and, having a girlfriend, like I said, that's not wrong at the end of the day, and nothing is wrong with that, right? Everybody, I feel like, is deserving of a good social life and to have and form relationships, right? But obviously, when it comes to those other things, if you start slacking off in that, if you start slipping up in that, you know what I mean? You may not be able to graduate. You may not be able to continue playing the sport that you playing right now because, your grades is slipping and your grades is falling behind. So that's going to take a back seat. And obviously, if you're not in the gym, then, how do you plan on to keep, trying to grow and better improve your body in general, right? So it's just, trying to weigh those things out in the equilibrium way, right? In a in a gratifying and just satisfying way, right? Like I said, I feel like as humans, we all want to be able to, have every aspect of our life balanced out. But I feel like it's gonna be more so times to where you're gonna have to focus on other things that just require a little bit more energy, a little bit more importance, and put the other things on the back burner. Now, I don't think it's gonna be like that all the time. And obviously, I don't hope for it to be like that all the time. But when it comes to being realistic with yourself and, being based in reality and setting realistic expectations, not everything that you want to do or need to do is going to be, all equally spread out and, distributed, equally, like that pie graph example, like I said, or a skill tree example, like I said, right? So it's just about finding the things and doing the things that require a little bit more importance and, require a little bit more energy and more so putting a little bit more effort into those things. But also, I feel like the main contributor and the main factor to, trying to achieve that balance and trying to equally, spread it out is to try to make time as much as you possibly can. I feel like that's going to be the only solution and one of the only ways that you can go about creating a more healthier, you know, balanced out life, right? In every aspect is just to make as much time as you possibly can, right? I know that sounds a little cliche. I know that may be a little bit, disregarding and not considerate enough. Just considering like, oh, what if I don't have the time, or what if I can't do this, or what if I can't do that? You know what I mean? Obviously, some people may have a little bit more on their plate to where they don't have that time to, make and fit in things, to balance out all of the stuff that they have on their plate, right? But I feel like, as long as you go about it in a healthy and an optimistic way, right? Get a notepad, get a journal, you know what I mean? That's the same thing. Get a whiteboard and just time block your day. Time block your day, time the things that you want to start off with first, the things that's most important, and those things that you want to focus on also, that don't require as much energy, or you know what I mean, requires you to just save that for later on. Save those things for later on in the day when you have a little bit more time to spare, or have a little bit more energy to put forth into that, right? But the main purpose that I'm trying to get at with this video, and the main thing that I'm trying to say, is that, like I said, as most people, I feel like we want to be able to have every aspect of our life be balanced out, and sound and clear, and just satisfying. That way we are not frantically going around and just wearing ourselves out then. But most of the time, especially depending on your situation, you know that balance that you seek, and that peace, that tranquility that you trying to seek, is sometimes not always gonna be there, and it's gonna be some things that you're gonna have to put forth more energy into, and sacrificing other things, to get something done, or to get to where you want to be in life. So that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about. Just a quick discussion, just me giving my thoughts on a topic, and just trying not to make this too long, just something real short, quick, and just straight to the point. That's what I've been doing mostly in my recent videos, but I'm gonna try to get um more acclimated and more invested into doing more concise and constructive videos with a lot of better editing and scripts. That way I can come across a little bit more coherent and cohesive in these videos. But that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you to all the people that have been commenting on my videos, liking my videos, and showing me support. I just want to let you guys know that, I don't take none of that for granted at all. Just for you to even click on my video and show me love in general, this means a lot, you know what I mean? And I just appreciate that. I want to keep talking, but I don't want to keep making this video longer than what it needs to be. So with that being said, peace.